Here at Southern, we proudly promote social justice and diversity. But what happens when difference becomes exhausting? When we feel under-equipped to manage our intercultural interactions, that's when cultural fatigue kicks in. So, what is cultural fatigue? According to columnist Wade Shepard, it's the state of being where the small adverse intricacies of a culture begin to bother you out of reasonable proportion after living in another country for an extended amount of time. Our Com450 Capstone class was tasked to come up with a pay-it-forward project idea that was social justice focused and included a communication-centered solution. We chose cultural fatigue. Our goal was to evaluate the impact of cultural fatigue on our campus by exploring these 4 themes: awareness, experiences, resources, and reflection.
I could guess, and I think it's what we used to call cultural shock. When you move from one culture to another culture that is less familiar than yours, dealing with the culture, the language, the ideas, even the way people or the times at which people take meals or whatever could be exhausting for somebody who's not used to that.
Okay. I haven't heard of it, but I think I got an idea what it is. I think it's like low enrollment of foreign students and something like that, or it's weak or something in that sense.
So to me, cultural fatigue can be defined as when different cultures, individuals from different cultures across the globe do come to experience either school at a specific institution or really just visiting another state or country and may feel a sense of anxiety or different barriers that they may encounter if they feel differences among the population that they're now a part of.
The first time I heard the term was when we met with you. I've more been familiar with the term culture shock, and I think it's kind of an adaptation of that or expansion of culture shock, to this notion of culture shock.
So one of the culture shock I had was obviously when I was in Pakistan, I was surrounded by my friends 24/7, which was guys' friend. And coming here, some females asked me, "Do you like guys?" So my first interpretation was guys as like a guy's friend. The language problem came into play because my interpretation was different than what they were interpreting guys. Took me about 6 months to understand, okay, if a female asks you that question, make sure you express your true identity, because sometimes words can be misinterpreted.
So I have come across students that have expressed to me that they may not either like, I hear a lot, I don't see people like me, or I tend to go to a room where I see more people like me. And that those comments and statements really resonate with me because I want to always make a student feel comfortable and feeling welcomed at an institution. So that is definitely translated into my work, and I think it's important for us all to be aware of working on such a diverse college campus.
As in my home country, we don't use multiple type questions. Multiple choice, that's right. The multiple choice, we don't use it, and we use more explanatory answers. So it was hard for me to catch up on the system of multiple choice. And I mean, it's very different.
The Women's and Gender Studies office has been really, just because I'm one of their students, they've been organizing a few things like a nice lunch or a meetup, things like that. So I'm very much involved with my specific program, not so much with other programs. I do enjoy the fitness center though. I think that is a place I like to go to, and I know other international students go there as well. At the beginning of Week of Welcome, the international office took all international students on a little trip to IKEA, cool. Which was really fun actually, and it was nice of them because we don't have a car.
So our center here on the 3rd floor of the library is home to us, so new student sophomore programs, first year experience, the Academic Success Center, and newly this year, the Office of Career and Professional Development. So together, our third floor we call the Southern Success Center, and we emphasize to all students that this is the site where they can come if they have any issue, whatever the case may be. If we don't have the answer, we will definitely connect them with someone on campus that does. But we put on various programs and events that we try to cater toward all of our campus populations.
Open door policy for our international students. They can come in anytime. We do monthly tea time events, which is just like a chance for international students to come and have food. We incorporate some of our study abroad students who have been to those countries. We have some of our international exchange students who are just studying abroad at Southern for the year, the semester. They attend those events, and so really it's just a chance for kind of a way outside the classroom for the students to unwind a bit.
So the Multicultural Center is solely we just care about the students in general, so we just want to make sure their grades are up, cater to their needs. If they need anything on campus, help them. We're basically the middleman to help the students succeed. We throw programs every month to showcase and highlight different ethnic backgrounds and diversity issues, so students can have a voice and speak about those things at these programs.
Cultural fatigue is when you travel to a different country, state, or town, and you're there for a long period of time and start to develop some sort of physical and emotional exhaustion trying to adjust to whatever culture that may be. Here at Southern, I feel like it is a problem because Southern's campus is very diverse. Students have different backgrounds and they come from out of town, they come from out of state, and some come here from studying abroad as well. So people here at Southern probably have experienced cultural fatigue without even knowing it because they were unaware of what it was, which is why we chose to do this as our capstone project because, as previously mentioned, Southern is very diverse, and what we want to do is spread the message of what cultural fatigue is, and we want to make people more aware of what cultural fatigue is, and also if someone out there on the campus is struggling with cultural fatigue, let them know of clubs they can get involved with or faculty they can talk to as well.
From the interviews we've done around campus with several offices and with students as well, we realized that international students that come here are not used to Connecticut at all. And it's big because our campus, I feel like at least our campus makes a big effort to reach out to those students who are experiencing cultural fatigue, and the people who are experiencing cultural fatigue go up to them, speak about their problems, what they're struggling with, what are the norms in the area because I'm not used to it. And eventually they try, I think the overall goal of our campus is we try to make them feel like they're at home. That's our goal.
I believe that culture fatigue is a problem here on campus because, like I mentioned before, we do have students from all over the world, different walks of life, different demographics, different backgrounds, and they may feel like they don't belong. The reason why we want to do our capstone on culture fatigue is because we want to bring awareness to the issue, and we wanted students to realize that they're not alone and that there are a lot of students like them who are experiencing culture fatigue. And we're hoping that by us doing our capstone on culture fatigue, it will allow students to be able to cope better with the issue and realize that they're not alone and that they have other students and faculty that they can reach out to for support.